Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Lazy Hypnotherapist. I, as always, am your host, Lily, certified hypnotherapist and trainer of conversational hypnosis. Welcome to today's episode. It's just going to be a super short episode today. I actually wasn't going to put out another episode until after Christmas, but it just came to me today that I should do a little bit of a reminder and talk about this topic because it is something that I'm really passionate about, but that is binge eating and food noise and the holidays, and how the holidays can be a bit of a tricky and triggering time for those that do struggle with binge eating and, to be honest, eating disorders of any kind. But I focus on binge eating because it's what I work with the most. But just know, I truly do know that it's a tricky time for anyone that is struggling with an eating disorder of any kind. And we know that that's because there is a lot going on. It is a time where your mind is going to really be trying to seek comfort and safety. There is also, of course, an abundance of food around and events. There's a loss of routine, which can be a really important thing for feeling, safe and in control. Family dynamics can come up if that's an issue for you. There's this real pressure, I suppose, to enjoy everything and be having a good time and fun, which I kind of spoke about in last week's episode with, the holidays and anxiety. And then there's also, I suppose, this mentality of, I'll start again in January. So that mindset, I think, can be really harmful as well. It's why I don't necessarily love New Year's resolutions, because I just think, hey, start now. There's been no better time than the present. There's things that you're wanting to heal. You don't need to wait till January. But yeah, there can be that real sort of, we'll just start in January and get everything out of our system now. The subconscious, around this time can really sense a bit of chaos, and it really tries to create that safety, which is why it can feel like the binge eating comes up a lot more at this time of year. And it's because we know binge eating really is just a resource that you found to seek safety. We know that it has absolutely nothing to do with willpower and discipline and a lack of motivation or anything like that. It's just your subconscious trying to regulate, trying to create comfort and safety for yourself. So it's no wonder that it comes up at Christmas time, the holidays, big events like this, as well as binging can be in a cycle with restriction. So oftentimes it can be, binging and then feeling that guilt and that shame, which can lead to restriction, which of course leads to, hunger and starvation, which leads to binging. And it's just this really awful consuming cycle. And, a lot of, I suppose, diet culture gets louder at this time of year, start afresh in January. And I suppose, a lot of people also that do struggle with this find that they'll, restrict leading up to a big event, and then that will cause them to binge, and it gets really loud at this time of year. And I suppose what I want to say here is just a really big reminder that what you are struggling with is not just a lack of willpower or discipline or motivation. It is a coping mechanism that you have developed to help yourself. It's nothing bad about you. It's just something you've found to help yourself. And it's just as serious and as important as any other eating disorder is when it comes to overcoming it. And it is really tricky to deal with by yourself. So what I want to say, I suppose, is reminding you that if there is anything that you know that helps you cope with your mental health, with binge eating, just be extra on top of it at this time of year. Coming into Christmas, just knowing, okay, this could be an issue for me. What can I do to help myself feel safe and grounded? Who can I talk to? Who can I rely on for support? Maybe putting that in place beforehand, so if you do feel a binge or a strict urge come on, maybe it's someone that you can call. But just have a bit of a plan in place, whatever that looks like for you. And I suppose what else I'll say is just some practical tips that I've written down is as much as you can, eat consistently. Really try and remove this idea of binge and restrict and fasting and then eating and this whole sort of up and down sort of cycle. As much as you can, eat consistently. What that does is that wards off the binging and restricting urge, because it's not in starvation and it's not over full, so it just feels safe and grounded. That's really important one. Ground your body before eating. So before you do go into an event or a meal or whatever that you think could be tricky, just taking the time before it to ground yourself, take a couple of big deep breaths, remind yourself that you are safe, that everything is okay, that you can take this slowly. Also sort of having the mantra of, I can have this again, I can have this food whenever I want it. There's no urgency. Slowing everything down as much as you can. As much as you can, not basing what you eat or don't eat on anybody else. Just because they're eating something or not eating something doesn't mean that you do or don't have to. Really, as much as you can, tuning into your body and asking yourself, okay, what do I actually want right now? And as much as you can, switching off that comparison, or just recognizing that it's there and then tuning into yourself and going, okay, what do I want? If the binge urge or restriction urge comes up, asking yourself, what do I actually need right now? What is this urge asking of me? What do I need, and how can I help myself in this moment? Because we know binging and restricting, it really doesn't have anything to do with food. It has to do with your coping skills and providing something for yourself that you feel you need. So is it soothing? Is it comfort? Is it control? What is it? And how can you give it to yourself in a different way that's actually going to be helpful? Speak to a friend, journal, write it down, do anything that you know can help you. If you are wanting a little bit more assistance and support at this time of year, and a lot of, I suppose, therapists are taking time off. I will be taking a week and a half off. I highly recommend going on and signing up for my Food Freedom Now course. It's $222, and it is a really comprehensive, curated, very, very carefully course to help you overcome binge eating. It is so supportive. It is what I've been working on for the last 6 years in my business. It is going to help you really get to the core of your binge eating, start to make these really, really significant changes and shifts. There's hypnosis recordings in there. I guide you through every step of the way, and it is a really powerful course. It's something that I'm super, super proud of, and at this time of year can just really, really help you to get through this holiday period with food freedom, which is, what we all deserve is food freedom. So yeah, I highly recommend going on there and just signing up and starting that course. You can just do a little bit every day. It's self-paced, it's guided, it's step by step. Something I'm really proud of. So I highly recommend going on and signing up for that. The link to that will be in the description. But other than that, I hope you all do have a really beautiful holiday. I am here as well. So if you feel like you need someone to talk to and you are struggling with this, just send me a DM over at Instagram. I'm always happy to have a chat. Yeah, I want to support you guys as much as possible. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and listening today, and I will speak to you after Christmas. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Sending you all so much love. Bye.